Good morning.
Good morning.
That is great. Great to hear those voices. Did you enjoy yesterday being off?
Yes!
I'm sure your parents really didn't, but I'm glad to have you back. It's always good to see those faces and hear the voices. At this time, I'm going to turn the chapel over to Mrs. Smith and first grade because they're going to run it, and we're going to have awards afterwards for academics. So for the parents, so bear with it a little bit, but I think you'll enjoy this. Thank you.
Hold your hands and bow your head. The Lord's Prayer.
Our Father,
who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever and ever. Amen.
let's
Let's say our pledges.
All stand.
Today, we're going to talk about how we can find God everywhere if we only look around and think about it. Even if you're in a store or someplace else, you might find items that you're looking at that, wow, can remind me of God and different stories within the Bible. For instance, let's take a look at something I have here. How about when you're in school and you have your pencil? Okay? You have your pencil here. Does anybody have any kind of an idea? Use your imagination. Look at this eraser. What does that remind me of? Do I have any ideas? Anybody? Back there. What is the eraser good for? Erasing what? Usually when you make a what?
A word.
Or on what? Anthony?
Erases sin.
It erases sin. I can look at this pencil and say, wow, that reminds me every day during school how God erases all my mistakes and my sin. The point of the pencil, when I look at that, I think to myself, you know what? God gives us the commandments, very pointed rules, very specific rules, and how we can make it in this life and the next. So the pencil can actually make the point that, yep, I need to follow those rules, I need to follow His commandments. Then I have another one. Boy, my first graders had better get this. Or, let's see if the second graders remember. We did this a lot last year. Second grade, I'm going to look at you. What is this? We did art with this. We did this in math. What is this, Janelle?
It is a straight line to have
What's the name of this line? Jada.
line segment.
This is a line segment. Okay? And we just did this on Monday, didn't we, first grade? Learning how to use a ruler, but you know what? A line segment has a very definite what? Two definite things. What is this? Jacob, two definite things. What's the first thing? It has a definite beginning. It has a definite what, Mari? Definite beginning, a definite end. Thank heavens, when I look at that, I say, thank you, Lord, that your love does not have a definite beginning or end. His love has been there forever, since the beginning of time, and he's always been there. And is there an end to his love for me or for you? Absolutely not. So a definite, no beginnings or endings. So today we're going to look at a soldier today and the story. Who knows why we're not having school on Friday? It's a very, very important reason why we are not. Yes, back there. So, go ahead, yes. Veterans Day. Who knows what a veteran is? What is a veteran? Back there, Brody. Is it Brody? Oh, Brandon. Okay, go ahead. In the military, right? And why is it important we honor them? What do the veterans do for us, Anthony? They give everything. They even give their lives. So it is very important that we just don't sit there and think to ourselves, wow, we've got Friday off. That's not what it's all about. We need to say a prayer of thanks to all those men and women who protect us every single day. All right, and so this is a story, and I had a teacher who showed this to me, and I thought, oh yeah, this is wonderful. So just like we were talking about the pencils and the line segments and being able to find God and all the things that we see around, this soldier was in a place where he could not have a Bible. So guess what? He did have this. And what is this, April Marie? What are these? These are cards. Believe it or not, he used the cards to study the Bible. So, yes. And you would not believe what you're going to see. It's not a card trick. It's for real. All right, so I'm just going to read this to you. It starts off like this. A young soldier was in his bunkhouse all alone one Sunday morning, and it was quiet that day. The guns and the mortars and landmines, for some reason, hadn't made a noise. The young soldier knew it was Sunday, the holiest day of the week. And as he was sitting there, he got out an old deck of cards. And he laid them out across his bunk. And just then, his army sergeant came in and asked, "Why aren't you with the rest of your platoon?" And the soldier replied, "I thought I would stay behind and spend some time with the Lord." The sergeant said, "Yeah, looks like you're just going to play cards." The soldier said, "No, sir. You see, since we are not allowed to have Bibles or other spiritual books in this country, I've decided to talk to the Lord by studying this deck of cards." And the sergeant asked in disbelief, "How will you do that?" So, number one, let's see what happens. And let's just see what happens. Here's the ace. You see, the ace, Sergeant, it reminds me there is only one true God. Two, the two represents the two parts of the Bible, the Old and New Testaments. The three represents what? What's the Trinity? Somebody tell me. Joey.
Father, the Son, and Holy Spirit.
Excellent. Father, Son, and Holy Ghost. Four. The four stands for the four apostles. Wow, our New Testament. Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. The five is for the 5 virgins. There were 10, but only 5 of them were glorified. 6. Well, this is the days of creation. The 6 is for the 6 days it took God to create the heavens and the earth. 7. 7 is for the day God rested after working those 6 days. 8. The 8 is for the family their 3 sons and their wives, in which God saved the 8 people from the flood that destroyed the earth for the first time. 9. The 9 is for the lepers that Jesus cleansed of leprosy. He cleansed 10, but guess what? Only 9. They never thanked him, so only 1. 11, the jack, as you we have 11, the jack.
You did your 10.
I didn't do 10?
Oh, yeah.
Oh my goodness, you're right. All right, okay. I need to, okay. Erase my mistake. Number 10, the 10 represents the 10 commandments that God handed down to Moses on tablets made of stone. So as I said before, the jack is a reminder of Satan, one of God's first angels. But he got kicked out of heaven for his sly and wicked ways, and is now really kind of the joker of eternal hell. 12, the queen stands for the Virgin Mary. 13, the king stands for Jesus, for he is the King of all kings. 14, now this is, I thought, was really interesting. When I count the dots on all the cards, I come up with 365 total, one for every day of the year. And 15, there are a total of 52 cards in a deck. Each is a week. 52 weeks are in a year, if you remember. 16 are the 4 suits. We have the hearts, clubs, diamonds, and spades. And this is something we study a lot in first grade. That's for our 4 seasons: winter, spring, summer, and fall. So then we have 17. Each suit has 13 cards, which there are exactly 13 weeks in each quarter of the year. So that means each season has 13 weeks. So it's all there. So when I talk to God, this is the sergeant talking, or the soldier talking again. So when I want to talk to God and thank him, I just pull out this old deck of cards, and they remind me of all that I have to be thankful for. The sergeant just stood there, and after a minute, with tears in his eyes and pain in his heart, he said, "Soldier, can I borrow that deck of cards?" So, you see that how we can take an ordinary object that we have, things right around us, and God is in everything we see all around us. He is there always. So let this be a reminder to take time and pray for all of our soldiers, especially on Friday, who are being sent away and putting their lives on the line, fighting for us. All right. I also want to let my first graders know we do workshop in our class, and they don't know this yet. First grade, I'm speaking to you. There is a deck of cards for each one of you. We are going to work on this in a workshop. When you have learned all the 17 points and can tell me about it, that deck of cards is yours. Okay? So that's what we're going to work towards. All right. I want to thank you. The next part that we are going on to in chapel here, I'm going to get my sheet. Dr. C?
You want to do that, or?
We also have a song to do. We have our song to do. So can you please stand for our song?